Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So last week we finished Arūpāvacaracitta. So consciousness that always happen in the five material sphere. There are five kusala, five vipaka, five kiriya. In terms of the jadi origin or nature. So also in terms of the vedana, so sensation, sukha vedana and ubekha vedana are there. Sukha, pleasant feeling. So 12 consciousness that associate with the pleasant feeling. And also 3 consciousness, that is the fifth, Arūpāvacaracitta, Kusala, Citta, Vipaka, Citta, Kiriya, Citta. So they associate with the neutral feeling. So in this way we can call there are 15 Arūpāvacaracitta in terms of the vedana sensation. So also we can classify this Arūpāvacaracitta in terms of the jhana. First jhana 3, second jhana 3, third jhana 3, fourth jhana 3, and also fifth jhana 3. So altogether 3 multiplied by 5. We can get it. 15 Arūpāvacaracitta in terms of jhana. All the jhana citta associate with the jnana, wisdom. Okay. Without wisdom, we cannot attain jhana. Okay. So but the in the Abhidhamma Sangha or in the Abhidhamma test, so they are not specified as jnana sambiyuta or jnana vipyuta, because they are totally, definitely associated with the jnana, wisdom. Okay, so we don't need to count whether it is jnana associated with the wisdom or not. Okay, they are surely associated with the jnana. And also, these Arūpāvacaracitta are called as a Mahagata citta. Mahagata means Mahanda Gata. Mahanda Bhavon Gata Mahagata. Loftiness or greatness, we can simply say greatness or loftiness. So Gata means a reach, who has a reach, or someone who has a reach to the state of loftiness. So that is called Mahagata, or the citta themselves. They reach to the state of greatness. Okay, that's why they are called Mahagata citta. Okay, not only this Arūpāvacaracitta, the upcoming citta, that is Arūpāvacaracitta, they are also belong to Mahagata. So in English language, there we have 3 types of adjective. One is simple adjective. Another is a comparative. Another is a superlative. Okay. So also Kamavacaracitta Kusala Cittas, they are good cittas. But compared to Kamavacaracitta Kusala Citta, Mahagata cittas are better consciousness. Okay, because they reach to the certain state of superiority, loftiness. That's why they are called Mahagata citta. But after that, there will be Lokuttara-citta, the highest, okay, the incomparable citta, that is the best citta. There will be. So that's why here, Mahagata, this is Arūpāvacaracitta 15, and the upcoming citta, that is 12 Arūpāvacaracitta. They will be called as Mahagata citta because they reach to the state of greatness comparatively. So that is something about the Arūpāvacaracitta. So today we will go to Arūpāvacaracitta. Okay. So firstly, we will read together. So I share the screen. Machine. Here, Arūpāvacaracitta. Arūpāvacaracitta. So number 26, 27, 28. So they are detailed description of the citta. Number 26 is here at the end of the number 26. You can see Arūpāvacaracitta Kusala citta Ninama. They are Kusala citta. These citta mostly or always have been in the Arūpa, immaterial sphere. So it is a existence. Arūpa is an existence where there is no materiality at all. Okay, no material at all. Only mentalities are there. So that's why it is also called a formless. Okay, Arūpa, formless. No form, no shape, no appearance. So also we call immaterial, okay, immaterial sphere or existence. So this one, this is for paragraph number 26. So these 4 cittas are called Kusala citta. That leads to that kind of existence. Okay. That lead to that kind of existence that they call Arūpāvacaracitta Kusala citta. They are also wholesome consciousness. So paragraph number 27 is Vipaka, resulting consciousness. So the result of the 26, paragraph number 26. So the cittas are the same. And also paragraph number 28. So they are also Kiriya citta, functional consciousness. Okay. That they act, but no result. Okay, over there. So that's why they are called Kiriya citta. So simply you can denote in the Arūpāvacaracitta also. There are 4 Kusala, 4 Vipaka, 4 Kiriya citta. Altogether 12 Arūpācitta or Arūpāvacaracitta. Okay. So number 1 citta is called Agasananja Yatana Kusala Cittam. Okay. You may try to be familiar with that citta. Agasa Nanja Yatana Kusala Cittam. If we divide there, you can see the first part is Agasa. Agasa is a space. Okay. Agasa. Ananja means Ananda. Ananda is endless, infinite, infinity. So infinite or endless space. Ayadana is a base. Okay. So Kusala, wholesome, citta, consciousness. Agasananja Yadana Kusala citta means wholesome consciousness that take is based on the endless or infinite space. Okay. So that is the meaning of that Agasananjayarana Citta. Then I will explain after that how to attain that Agasananjayarana, how to make it happen, Agasananjayarana Citta in our mind. So number 2 is Vinyananjayarana Kusala Citta. Kusala Citta, familiar with you, that the wholesome consciousness. Ayadana, also the base. Okay. And also Vinyananja, Vinyana, Ananja. Okay. Vinyana, Ananja. Ananja is endless, infinite. Okay. Vinyana is a consciousness, infinite consciousness, endless consciousness. So Kusala, wholesome consciousness that have been basing on the infinite or endless consciousness. So that is with second, the meaning of the second Citta. The third Citta is called Akinjanya Yatana Kusala Citta. Kusala Citta, wholesome consciousness, Ayatana base. Wholesome consciousness that arise basing on what? Aginja. Aginja. Aginja means na genji. Genji means anything, something. Means not, no thing, no, okay, no thing. There is nothing at all. Okay, so nothing at all. They take this Citta, the wholesome consciousness that arises basing on the object of nothingness. Okay, so that is why it is called Akinjanya Yadana Kusala Citta. And then the fourth consciousness, it is called Neva Sanya, Na Sanya Yadana Kusala Citta. The wholesome consciousness that arises basing on neither Neva Sanya means neither perception, Na Sanya, Na Asanya, nor non-perception. So this consciousness take the object of neither perception nor non-perception. So that's why this the fourth consciousness is called Niwa Sanya, Nasanya, Yadana Citta. So these consciousness are the name of these consciousness are giving, okay, basing on the object, their respective object. Okay. So first consciousness take the object of endless space. Second consciousness take the object of endless consciousness. Third consciousness take the object of nothingness. And then the fourth consciousness take the object of neither perception nor non-perception. Okay. So in this way, there are four Arūpāvacaracitta, Kusala Citta. Similarly, for Arūpāvacaracitta, Vipaka Citta, for Arūpāvacaracitta, Kiriya Citta, they have. So to attain the first Arūpa jhana, that is Agasananjayarana Kusala Citta. So we have to remember that so there this Citta, firstly, okay, and then you understand with this one. I will share another screen. Over there I write I write something about the Where is the chat? Not that one. Microsoft what? Okay. And then the chat. Okay. Okay, here. These are for Arūpāvacaracitta. Arūpāvacaracitta. Okay, first one, Agasananjayarana Citta. Then, maybe I need to write something for you. Okay. This one is called Citta. Okay. If you go, this one is object to be overcome. Okay. And also another one is object to be acquired. Okay. Like this, we have to consider. So unlike a Arūpāvacaracitta, and then before I already explained about how to practice to attain the Arūpāvacaracitta. So we have to take the object, okay, to go higher and higher jhana. Then we need to abandon. So firstly, for the first jhana, we have to abandon 5 hindrances. Second jhana, we have to abandon vidaka, initial application of a thought. And then we abandon mentalities over there on the object. For the attainment of a Arūpāvacaracitta, meditator don't abandon the object. Okay, but the meditator abandon the mentalities on the object. Okay, mental concomitants on the object. So for the first Arūpāvacaracitta, meditator abandon 5 mental hindrances. They are Cittasika. For the attainment of a second jhana, meditator abandoned initial applications of the thought, vidaka. For the third jhana, meditator abandoned sustained application of a thought, vichara. Then for the fourth jhana, meditator abandoned piti, rapture or joy. And then for the fifth jhana, meditator abandoned sukha, happiness. So they are only mentalities, not object. To attain the Arūpāvacaracitta, some of the mentality we have to abandon. So unlike Arūpāvacaracitta, Arūpāvacaracitta abandon object. Okay, so we need to overcome the objects. So after the attainment of a Arūpāvacaracitta, okay, then in the Arūpāvacaracitta, what meditator take as object is a kasina. Okay, kasina object. The image is there, either earth image or fire image or what are the image of a white color or red color and so on. So that image is there. That image is called kasina. Okay, kasina image. So when he attained the Arūpāvacaracitta, fifth jhana already, then if he want to go beyond Arūpāvacaracitta, firstly, what he has to do is he has to overcome kasina object. Okay, he has to overcome kasina object. That's why here, so only then you can find the infinite, okay, infinite space. So it is something like what a sort of cutting is there. Kasina object is kasina. It is also concept. Okay, that kasina concept is there. then we need to remove that kasina concept. Like we remove a carding. And then what we see behind the carding is space, endless space. Okay, so endless space. So we need to take that object. So that's why here, here it is mentioned, the object to be acquired for the attainment of it, agasananja yadana, is infinite space. Okay, infinite space. So we may see space, because space become infinite, endless, because space itself is a concept, panyati. So in the panyati, there is no ubada, no bhinga, no arising, no dissolving. Okay, because it is a merely concept, our thinking only. They do not really exist. They do not really arise and dissolve, but they remain as our imagination. That's why the space become infinite. Okay, space become endless. So we take that as a meditator, we take that infinite space as object, and then take a mental note on that. Okay, infinite space, ananda akasa, like that. So then, taking that object, if we are really concentrated, so we live with the neutrality, ubekha, okay, and also ekagata, the one pointness of the mind on that infinite space object. Then, so it is called the attainment of agasananja yadana jhana. So in the Dhammasingani, they have mentioned that the process. Okay. So for the attainment of Arūpāvacaracitta. So there are three things here I write in Pali. Sabba so rupa sanyana samadekama. Okay, by overcoming, samadekama means overcome. By overcoming, by totally overcoming rupa sanya, perception of the rupa. Okay. So in the commentaries, they are explaining what is the rupa sanya. Rupa sanya here means Arūpāvacaracitta, and also the object of a Arūpāvacaracitta. They are collectively called rupa sanya. Okay, so maybe so if we still have an attachment to the Arūpāvacaracitta, we cannot proceed, we cannot go up, we cannot go higher. So like we have an attachment to the second floor, then we cannot go to the third floor because we have an attachment to the second floor. So also there, so meditator has a desire to go up because he has no passion, no desire, okay, to the Arūpāvacaracitta as well as the object of these Arūpāvacaracitta. So that's why rupa sanya here refer to Arūpāvacaracitta, and the object of it is the jhana. Samadikama means overcoming. Overcome means it explains that viraga and nirodha. Viraga means dispassion, no passion. As a meditator who is trying to attain the higher jhana, the jhana higher than the rupa, then he has no passion, no desire on the Arūpāvacaracitta as well as the object of Arūpāvacaracitta. So only then he can go beyond. And also nirodha, cessation. Okay, cessation. So cessation of these Arūpāvacaras, Rupa Sanya, cessation of the Arūpāvacara jhana, and also cessation of the Arūpāvacara, the object of Arūpāvacara jhana. Okay, so that is the first requirement for the attainment of first Agasananjarana jhana. Okay, so therefore here mentioned, without this passion on the Rupa Sanya. So it means that with the passion on the Rupa Sanya, Arupa jhana is unattainable. So long as we have attachment to the Arūpāvacara jhana and its object, then we will not attain any other Arupa jhana, because of our inclination is there in the lower level, that is Arūpāvacara Sanya. Okay, that is one thing. Another thing is, another requirement is Patiga Sanyana Atthangama. So Atthangama, Patiga Sanya, Patiga Sanya. Sanya here, Sanya is a perception. Patiga here, we can simply say gross or whatever, but it to be more specific, Patiga means striking, okay, interaction or in reaction or sensory reaction here mentioned. So Patiga Sanya here means perception happened through sensory reaction between sensitivities and objects. Okay. So we have sensitivities with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. So they come into contact with the objects, sense objects. Okay. So sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. When they come into contact, so there is sensory reaction. So on that sensory reaction, there arises a kind of perception. So suppose when we see in a picture with our own eye, then image appear. That they call, or that image is called perception. We receive that kind of image. We perceive that kind of image through sensory reaction between sensitivities and objects. Okay. So also through the ear. So when we hear something, a kind of image appear in our mind. Okay, respectively. Suppose when we hear the sound, okay, the sound of a what? Bird. Okay. In the evening or in the early morning, maybe while you are on the bed, you are stay on the bed. So near the window, there are many sparrows or birds. They are shouting, they are singing, they are making conversation. So you can hear their sound. But you hear with their sounds with your ear, you with a closed eye, you close your eye. But in your mind, what happened? You get the image of a bird. Okay. So that perception is called Patiga Sanya. So whatever we see other than also in our mind, there is a kind of a perception. So we interpret. Okay. Here also like that. Suppose you get a good smell, smell of the very good dishes. Then in your imagination, okay, the perception, right? Oh, this is cooked. What kind of curry? Okay, maybe ice cream or coffee or whatever you may imagine. So that kind of perception is called Patiga Sanya. The perception that happens through the sensory reaction between sensitivities and object. Okay, so Atthangama means a cessation of these Patiga Sanya. Cessation of a perception that happens through the sensory reaction between sensitivities and objects. So there, over there, commentator explained. So, what do they explain that? Though they do not arise even at the moment of a rupa jhana. Okay? So it is said, Padika Sanyana Adhangama, through the cessation of the Padika Sanya. Actually, these Padika Sanya do not arise even during the time we attain the Arūpāvacaracitta jhana. Okay? Arūpāvacaracitta jhana, we fix our mind on the kasina object. Okay, not the Padika Sanya. Not the Rupa Sanya, Saddha Sanya, Gandha Sanya, Rasa Sanya, Bodhava Sanya. No, that the Sanya is there. Only concept, okay, kasina concept is there. But that's why he mentioned, though they do not arise even at the moment of the Arupa jhana, then if they do not arise even during the Rupa jhana, why do you say, why the Buddha mentioned that Patika Sanyana Atthangama? If these sanya do not arise, even during the attainment of a Rupa jhana, let alone, okay, for the attainment of a Arupa jhana. Okay. So, but then why?
Sorry, Sayadaw, you said before the Arūpāvacaracitta, what did you say?
Let alone. Let alone means much less to say. Okay. So these Patika Sanya do not arise even during the attainment of a Rupa jhana. How can they arise during the attainment of a Arupa jhana? It means from the very beginning they are no longer there. Then if so, why the Buddhas say Patika Sanyana Atthangama, cessation of the Patika Sanya. Okay. Then commentator explained that even though it does not arise, they do not arise even at the moment during the attainment of a Rupa jhana. It is said in order to encourage people to make a more effort. Okay. Usaha Jananatha, in order to encourage meditators. Okay. So that is one explanation. Another explanation is that the absence of a Rupa Sanya for the Rupa jhana is not because Rupa jhana abandoned them. Okay. For example, Patika Sanya. These Patika Sanya do not arise during the attainment of Arūpāvacaracitta jhana. So it doesn't mean that the Rupa jhana abandon them. Okay. Rupa jhana do not abandon Rupa Sanya, Saddha Sanya, and so on. They are all Rupa Sanya. Okay. Because if a meditator has no passion on the Rupa Sanya, then how can he attain the Arūpāvacaracitta jhana? Okay. So because of that reason, so he have mentioned that
sorry, Sayadaw, you say if the meditator has no passion for something?
No passion on the Rupa Sanya, okay, Saddha Sanya, and so on. If he has no passion on the Rupa Sanya, he cannot attain Rupa jhana. Okay, at that moment. So while you are practicing meditation for the attainment of a Rupa jhana, one thing for sure is that you have a passion or attachment to the Rupa Sanya. Okay, Saddha Sanya, Gandha Sanya, like that. It means Rupa jhana do not abandon Rupa Sanya. Okay, Patika Sanya do not abandon. So therefore, I mentioned, it is true because without this passion to the Rupa Sanya, one geno a day rupa jhana. Okay. Why? And then the reason is given. For they have been in connection with the rupa sanya only. Because rupa jhana happen only when there is a rupa sanya. That's why rupa sanya is not abandoned by the rupa jhana. Okay. However, unlike rupa jhana, this arupa jhana happen for those who are with the dispassion to the rupa sanya. So for the attainment of arupa jhana, surely he should have no desire, no passion on the rupa sanya. Only then he can attain arupa jhana. Okay, so therefore it is said here as a bahina. Okay, abandon. Okay, abandon. Atangama, Padiga Sanyana, Atingama, okay, and also Rupa Sanyana, Samadhigama. It means these Sanya perceptions are abandoned for the should be abandoned for the attainment of Arupa Jhana. Okay, then here reference are giving that. So reference for what is reference for the Rupa Jhana. Okay. Rupa Jhana, there is objects. Rupa Sanya, Saddha Sanya, Patika Sanyasa, stay there. So they are mentioned. Pathama Jhana Samapanasa, Saddo Kandako. Okay. Sound is a tune for those who entering into the attainment of a first Arūpāvacaracitta jhana. Okay, first jhana. So the Buddha say like that in the Anguttara Nikaya, Dasaka Nibbāda. Why? Because of the presence of these Patika Sanya for those who attain the Arūpāvacaracitta jhana. Okay, sound is stay there. So sound is a big obstacle. So for those who are entering the first jhana. So with that, it indicates that Patika Sanyas have stayed there. Okay. Saddha, Khanda, Rasa, Potava. These Patika Sanyas are not yet abandoned in the state of Arūpāvacaracitta jhana. And also, for the unlike that one, Arūpa jhana, they are mentioned Arūpa Samabhatina for those who enter Arūpa Samabhatina, attainment of Arūpa jhana. Ananjada unshakable, Sanda, okay, very peaceful. Vimokkada, release, okay, release from these perceptions. Okay. So that is that is the conditions in which we can attain Arūpa jhana. The first one is you have to overcome, okay, Rupa Sanya. It means we should not have a passion on the Arūpāvacaracitta jhana as well as the Arūpāvacaracitta of the object of Arūpāvacaracitta jhana. And also, we should have abandoned Patika Sanya. So it means Atangama. Atangama means Bahina, abandoned. Okay. So Atangama is the abandonment of what? Patika Sanya, that the perception happen through the sensory reaction between sensitivities and objects. So that is two conditions. And also the last condition is Nanada Sanyana Amanasikara. Because Amanasikara, paying no attention. Manasikara, we pay attention. Amanasikara, we pay no attention on what? Nanada Sanya. Nana. Nana means different. Okay, various. Okay, various perceptions. You can simply say various, because they have a different natures. So for that also, commentator explained that the Nanada Sanya means perception that happens on different objects. Okay, different objects. So specifically, commentator explained that the 10 objects are already abundant. 10 karma objects. Okay, that is Rupa, Saddha, Gandha, Rasa, Potaba. Okay, 5. Actually 5 objects. But it is taken by the 10 consciousness. Okay, 10 Dvipanja Vijnana consciousness. Okay, so that's why we can simply say 10 objects are abundant by the included in the Patiga Sanya. But so among the 54 Candamukha 10 minus, then what we still have is 44. Okay? 44 sensual perceptions. Maybe it may be Kusala perception 8, Akusala perception 12, and also Mahavibhaga perception, Ahetuka Akusala Vibhaga perception, Ahetuka Kusala Vibhaga perception, and also Giriya perceptions, like that. So they are all belong to karma, sensual sphere. Okay. So these 44 karma sanya, except the 10 Vipanja Vijnana, they are called Nanatta sanya, because they have a different nature. Okay. A different nature. Kusala to Akusala, they have a different nature. Among the Akusala also, Lobha to Dosa, okay, Dosa to Moha, they have a different nature. So this kind of, that's why they are called Nanatta sanya. Okay, Nanatta sanya, nan amanasikara, paying no attention to that different types of the perceptions. Okay, so only when these 3 requirements are there, then what we can focus, what we can fix our mind is the infinite space, the endless space. We can take the endless space as our object. Okay, then if we contemplate, or if we take a mental note repeatedly, then gradually the first Arūpāvacaracitta arise. Okay, that is called Agasananja Yadana Kusala Citta, the wholesome consciousness that arises basing on the infinite space. Okay, taking the infinite space as object. Okay, so it is easy to say, but it is difficult for meditators to attain to that level. So only when we can remove the image, kasina image, from our mind, then what you can see, there will be only space. This space is a concept. This space has a no rising moment, no starting moment, no the finishing moment. Okay, so therefore it is called Ananda, endless. Okay, not because of very big, okay, very huge space. Even the small space, okay, you may see, you may remove something from that place, then you can have a small space, small hole also. But this hole has a no beginning, no end. That's why it became a what? Endless, Ananda Akasa. Okay, we take that endless space as object continuously, repeatedly, then finally our mind is deeply concentrated on that very object, that is infinite space. Then there we attain the what? First Arūpāvacaracitta jhana. Okay, after the attainment of the first Arūpāvacaracitta, then you please try to remember that the first Arūpāvacaracitta take the infinite space, Ananda Akasa, as its object. Okay, so if you imagine that space is one, then you can. So that space, behind that space is the consciousness that take this space object. Okay, space is a first thing. So there is a consciousness. Without consciousness, that space cannot appear. So because we created that space. So with our mind, we create. This is nothing but the creation of the mind. Okay. So behind this infinite space, there is a consciousness that take the infinite space. Okay. So then, so in order to see the consciousness that lie behind the infinite space, then what we have to remove, what we have to overcome is the infinite space. Okay. Only then we can see the infinite consciousness. So, which take the infinite space as object. And then you may understand that at that point. So that's why here mentioned, so to attain the Vinyananja Yatana, Citta, Vinyananja Yatana Jhana, that is the second Arupa Jhana, the object to be overcome is the infinite space. So we have to remove abundance. Only then we have to see through that infinite space. Then what we can see is the infinite consciousness. Okay. So taking that infinite consciousness, we can say what? Because actually consciousness is has a arising, dissolving, arising, dissolving. It has a limit. It has a beginning, it has the end. But figuratively, because this consciousness takes the infinite space as object, that's why this consciousness is also called Ananda Vijnana, endless consciousness. Okay, figuratively. Okay, that point we have to understand, because unlike a Panyati, which has a no beginning, no end, Paramatha consciousness, that has a beginning and also that is the end. But even though it has a beginning and figuratively, because it takes the infinite space as an object, this consciousness is also known as what? Ananda Vijnana, infinite consciousness. So we take that infinite consciousness as object repeatedly, continuously, make a great effort, and finally there arise the second Arūpa jhana. That is called Vinyananja Yatana Citta, Vinyananja Yatana Citta arises. Okay, so and then after the attainment of that, the Vinyananja Yatana, so meditator, firstly, kasina object. Okay, after removing that the kasina, what do you see is a space, infinite space. Okay, then after removing that infinite space object, what we see is infinite consciousness as an object. Then if we continue to practice, continue to make a more deeper concentration, the concentration become a very bright. Okay, so at that time, what you can see through the infinite space, or by removing, if we remove that infinite consciousness, what we see is nothing. Okay, nothing at all. Before we see the casino, after that we see the space. Behind the space also we again see the consciousness. Now we remove that consciousness as well. Then after removing it, well, what remains is nothing. Okay, nothing remains. Okay, nothing at all remains over there. Then meditator, that nothingness is just a concept. Okay, so he just see the concept of the nothingness. Then he take a mental note, oh, nothingness, nothingness. Okay, there is a nothing. Okay, so if we continue to practice on the object of a nothingness by removing infinite consciousness, okay, taking nothingness as an object, then finally we attain the Arkinjanya Yadana Jhana. Okay, Arkinjanya means nothing. So consciousness that rises based on the nothingness. Okay, then so meditator trying to see more. Maybe after the nothing, what remain there? Okay, so we trying to see, oh, after nothingness, because there is a consciousness, stay consciousness behind the nothingness. That takes that nothingness as an object. Okay, so meditator trying to see, but this consciousness is so subtle, so subtle. It is hard to say. It reached to the state that that consciousness is hard to say. It does not exist, or it is not that it doesn't exist. Okay, so that's very subtle perception remain there. So taking that, that is called the third Arūpāvacaracitta. Okay, this Arūpāvacaracitta which arise, the third Arūpāvacaracitta which arise taking nothingness as an object. Okay, when we remove nothingness, then what remain, still remain there is the third Arūpāvacaracitta. So subtle. Okay, that's why we can't say whether.
Sorry, Sayadaw. You said after removing the nothingness, there is the third Arūpāvacara.
Yeah, after removing nothingness. Okay, when you remove a nothingness object, then behind that, what you see is the that Arūpāvacaracitta, which takes nothingness as its object. Okay, so then the meditator see that Arūpāvacaracitta, the third Arūpājana, which is so subtle. Okay, which is so subtle. And then so subtle, that's why it cannot be called as a neither perception nor non-perception. So taking that object, that Arūpāvacaracitta as an object, we continuously and repeatedly practice. Okay, that is what neither perception nor non-perception, neither perception nor non-perception, because so subtle. So then we firmly establish a concentration with a neutral feeling. Then it is called the attainment of the fourth Arūpāvacana. Okay? Or the attainment of the fourth Arūpāvacana. That they call Niwa Sanya, Nasanya, Yadana Jhana. Or the wholesome consciousness that arises based on the consciousness. That consciousness is Arūpa, that Arūpa, which is neither perception nor non-perception, so subtle level. So taking that subtle object in mind, so meditator attain the fourth Arūpāvacana. That's why this fourth Arūpāvacana is known as Niwa Sanya, Nasanya Yadana Jhana. Okay. So that is the way how it developed. Okay, meditator developed, and also how which object is to be overcome, which object is to be acquired. Okay, by acquiring and overcoming their respective objects, Arūpāvacaracitta arises. Okay, Arūpāvacaracitta arise. So that is the point I'd like to tell you regarding the. Please try to take note of this one. Okay, then we can understand maybe later. We can have some understanding about the Arūpāvacaracitta jhana and also how to attain. So if you are maybe or if you already attain also, maybe you can understand more than theoretically. So that is the way how it happens in our mind. So let me go back to the original paper. We have a chart. Okay, Cittapariccheda, no chart. The translation. Okay. So there you can see 12 are in this way. Kusala Citta 4, Vibhaka Citta 4, Kiriya Citta 4. All Citta. Okay, starting from the first Arūpāvacaracitta Kusala Citta up to the fourth Arūpāvacaracitta Kusala Citta. All Citta associated with a neutral feeling, Upekkha Vedana. Okay, so also these four Citta, they have only two mental factors, Upekkha and Ekaggata. That's why they are called fifth jhana. Okay, they do not belong to first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. Okay, they belong to fifth jhana. Maybe it is as very similar to the fifth Arūpāvacaracitta jhana. Only object is become different. Okay, the jhanic factors are the same, Upekkha and Ekaggata. That's why, in terms of Vedana, all of these 12 Arūpāvacaracitta belong to Upekkha Vedana, neutral feeling, and also all these Arūpāvacaracitta belong to fifth jhana. Okay, and also in terms of the Kusala, Vibhaka, Kiriya, we can then know that what for Kusala, for Vibhaka, for Kiriya, that is Jati Veda. Okay, so let's go to the concluding sentence. Imani Jatari Arūpāvacaracitta, okay, paragraph number 29. Echevan Sabadavi Dwadasa Arūpāvacaracitta Kusala Vibhaka Kiriya Citta Nismata. In this way, there are 12 Arūpāvacaracitta Kusala Vibhaka Kiriya Cittas. Okay. Then the concluding verse. Yeah, summary. Alambana Vedena. Chatudha Rupa Manasa. Chatudha means four kind. Arupa Manasa. Manasa also consciousness. Four Arūpāvacittas. There have been four Arūpāvacittas. Why? Pavedena, because of they vary in terms of Kusala Citta arise, taking.
Sorry, Sayadaw. So you say the Pavedena and after?
Okay, Pavedena means variation through the variation of the object. Okay, because of these Arūpāvacittas arise, taking different object. Okay, Alambana means object. These Arūpāvacittas become a four. Why? Because they are different in terms of the object. They take a different object. Akasanajayana Citta takes an infinite space object. Vijnanajayaranacitta takes the infinite consciousness object. Akinjanyayaranacitta takes the nothingness object, concept. And then Nivasanyanasanyaranacita takes the Tathata Arūpāvacaracitta consciousness, which is said to be neither perception nor non-perception. Okay, so that's why, because of the different in terms of the object, therefore Arūpāvacaracitta become a form. So one more thing also we have to take note is among the four Arūpāvacaracitta, okay, the first and the third, they take a concept object, okay, space concept and nothingness concept. So these two Citta take the space as concept as an object, the first and the third. So the fourth, the third, and the second and the fourth, okay, Vijnanajayarana and Nivasanyana, they take ultimate reality as the object. They take a consciousness as their object. Okay, you may see Vijnanajayarana Citta, it takes the first Arūpāvacaracitta as an object, that is called infinite space, infinite consciousness. Okay. For the Nivasanyana Citta, it takes the third Arūpāvacaracitta as an object, because it is so certain. That's why it cannot be called either, it is a neither perception or non-perception. So mostly commentators mostly explain like that. Suppose, so when there is a cup, okay, water already drink. Okay, someone bring a cup of water, so then I drink all water, drinking water. But so if I ask, is there any water, okay, in the cup? So we cannot say there is no water at all. Maybe there is a drop of water is there in that cup. But if I ask, then they will not say there is water as well, okay, because not enough. This water is not enough to drink. Okay, so in that case we can say no Nivasanyana also with neither perception nor non-perception, neither water nor non-water, like that we can say. So that the condition, that the consciousness is in that condition. We take that consciousness in our mind and then practice, concentrated on it, take a mental note as it is. Okay, then we attain the Nivasanyana Sanyarana. So the important point for you to take note is that, so among the four Arūpāvacaracitta, the first and the third take the concept object. The second and the fourth take a ultimate reality as the object. Okay, consciousness as an object. So, and also these four Citta are multiplied by 3, Punya, okay, Paka, and Kiriya. Punya is a kusala, Paka is a result, Kiriya is a functional. So altogether, 4 multiplied by 3, we can get a Dvada Sada, okay, Tidam, it remains as a 12. Okay, so this is all about the Arūpāvacaracitta. Okay, this Arūpāvacaracitta also, as I told you before, belong to Mahagata. Okay, 15 Rūpāvacaracitta, 12 Arūpāvacaracitta, we put together, then we can get it 27 Mahagata Citta. Okay, please take note. Altogether 27 Mahagata Citta. Among the 27 Mahagata Citta, if you are asked, okay, please count 27 Mahagata Citta in terms of Bhumi existence. Then there you can simply say, oh, 15 Arūpāvacaracitta, because this happened, they happen only in the Rupa existence. 12 Arūpāvacaracitta, they happen only in the Arūpa existence. So altogether 27. It is in terms of existence. So in terms of Vedana, okay, so among the 15 Arūpāvacaracitta, you already got the 12 pleasant feelings, somanasa or sukha. Okay, so 3 upekha, neutral feeling. And then the whole 12 Arūpāvacaracitta is only neutral feeling. So how many you can get? 12 neutral feeling, 12 pleasant feeling, sukha vedana, and then 15 neutral feeling, ubekha vedana. 12, 15 altogether you can get it. 27 mahagata citta in terms of vedana. Okay, in terms of vedana. So also we can classify in terms of jati, kusala, vibhaka, kiriya. Okay. In the Arūpāvacara, we have a 5 kusala. In the Arūpāvacara, we have a 4. So altogether, we have a 9 kusala citta. So also 9 vibhaka citta, 9 kiriya citta. Altogether, 27 mahagata citta in terms of the jati. Okay. So if we, so far we have studied up to the mahagata citta. Okay. Rupa, Arūpa are collectively called mahagata citta because they are higher than the karma. Okay. So with this, we will conclude for today. Thank you so much for listening. Buddha Sasana Jiran Daitadu, Buddha Sasana Jiran Daitadu, Buddha Sasana Jiran Daitadu, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu.